Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahak Wadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom, Labakarium, Shah, Yasha Allah, that's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Now, watching this real quick, many things popping off right now. Akim and Akwath to alert us to the end of the world. These are alerts that we are standing in a very serious time. This is Steve Popular here. This is Jonathan Ross. You know, this guy specialized in gold. Okay? Now, they're going to make, some heavy statements here, but this is proof, more proof that Babylon the Great is finished. Now, they don't understand, rulership. When the Lord activate his men, he activate us to rulership. And owning a great amount of gold and silver, that's part of the rulership, right? But what's greater than that is the food and the water and the land itself. See, the old school bartering system just wasn't with gold and silver. It was tangible items, useful things. They showed you that in the book of Eli. Things that can be used and possibly multiplied. Now, silver and gold came in as a means of exchange for certain items, but it wasn't like the ancient world was bending over backwards just to have silver and gold. You had certain resources of the land which made you rich also. You might have had a special well that gave fresh water. I mean, you was a wealthy man at that time. A certain farm that produced certain crops that other farms didn't produce. You became a wealthy man. Esau understands, the elites understand this very well. But they got the majority of the people focused on the fiat currency, the dollar, right? If it ain't the dollar, now they got this new thing called Bitcoin. And when all that fails, you're not focused on the paper currency. They're talking about this gold and silver. But one thing you can't do, you can't eat and digest that gold and silver. So that gold and silver, the dollar, the pound, the yen, is really nothing until you find something tangible to exchange it for. And it starts actually working. Other than that, it's just sitting there. It's a medium. It's a medium between resources. So what's going on? With all that happening? What's going on? Because they telling us in the news the dollar is falling and the BRICS got a new currency coming. So what's happening? There's a switch for your food and water that's happening at the top. That's why when you go into the prophecy, a man won't be able to buy or sell. That's the main part. Because you won't be able to eat or feed your family without this new medium of exchange, which is going to be the MOTB. But it's going to boil down to, I can't eat, I can't drink. You can have a pocket full of dollars, but they're going to tell you we don't deal in dollars anymore. You can have a vault full of gold, and they're going to say that's not the medium of exchange. This new way of living is how you eat. It's how you drink. Because they know the food and the water is the most important thing for survival. That's why when you go into Job 9:24, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The earth. Esau owns all the resources of the earth. The elites, they go in and they seize nations to take the resources from their earth, the area of the earth. As well as if you got gold, and silver, because that put people back against the wall to get to this clean water, to get to the food, to make people move. Why did you pay the soldiers? You paid soldiers to fight for you so that they can eat and that they can feed their family. That's what it all boiled down to. Without payment, you don't have any soldiers because they can't feed their family. They got to go elsewhere to feed. That's the key. The earth was opened up to humanity. They seized the earth. I'm going to read it again. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So this man possessed all the cattle. It's illegal to have a cow in the hood, man. They got everything. And they classify it under farms. So you got to legally have a farm to have a herd of sheep. Let a nigga go get $10, $15 million and just buy a bunch of sheep and look like he want to open up a farm. They going to find some type of dirt on them. They going to get them on tax evasion. They going to bring you down. They want you to spend those millions on Bentleys. They don't want you owning and possessing farms, cattle, seed, things that produce. Because they understand that's serious wealth right there. Now you don't need them. If everybody had their own farm, you don't need them. So they seized the earth. And these are wicked devices inside of these people's mind, man. That's why Esau got to be removed. So it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? It says, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? And the true judges, let's start with our Lord, Yahushua. You think he's a white man, Caesar Borgia. Going down to the 144,000, you think there's going to be 100 Roman Catholic priests looking like the Pope. No. He's covered that up, but all things are being revealed right now. So let's check this video out.
To have you back on the show, Jonathan. Just bring us up to date, kind of where we are with the federal government and its debt. It's accelerating, isn't it?
It is, and pleasure to have me back on the show. Thank you, Steve. And you're right. You have people that say, debt doesn't matter. And you know what, folks? Debt does matter. And we can't keep printing money and not expect any ramifications. So to date, roughly, the U.S. economy is in debt at a tune of over $34 trillion.
And they hit that recently. Because I was looking at the debt clock here a few weeks back. And it was at 33. We knew it was going to get here. Now you see this number? Look at that. Now, he just passed a major bill on the Hill for $95 billion. You got to put that on top of this. And this ain't the real debt, because we're not going to go into the unfunded liabilities, but this is just the debt that they giving you. Look at those. This is real time here. These are real numbers. This is all the business that's being done. Serious debt. This is just a great example that Babylon is done. If we were in Rome with these numbers, so the Lord is just holding Babylon up till he seal his elect. Because where do you go with numbers like this? You can't even start paying on the actual balance until you get past the principal. As they're going to so lovely break that down to you here in this video.
It's too big of a number to even fathom. We kind of get numb to it.
Hey,
For survivalists, we make pemmican, which can fit easily in a bug-out bag.
Because people just think, it's another digit, it's another number. But what people need to think about is the end game. What does that actually mean? And $34 trillion in debt, we're currently amassing $1 trillion every 90 days or so. And that $1 trillion isn't because we're printing more money. This is the scary part. It's because that's the interest that we're paying on the existing debt. And what's even more staggering is that interest of $1 trillion every 90 days is actually more money than our U.S. national defense budget. So we're spending more on debt monthly than we'd be able to give to our armed forces.
Do you hear that right there? Let me rewind that back, man. And it's for all you patriots, you setting up the vote. You think it's another breath, another round in this country? The Lord is about to bring in the kingdom of heaven. This is the last kingdom to fall. This is all part of the first world. When you read Daniel's the second chapter, Daniel saw the statue. And at the end of that statue was the toes, which represents NATO and the EU, and the beast and the whore, which is America. And upon that statue, Daniel saw there was a rock coming, right? A stone that was to tear down the whole statue, the whole rulership of the Gentiles. You're looking at it fall. Once Esau falls, then begins the kingdom of heaven. We are at a very important time in history. This is not just about hating on the white man. Yeah, Esau gonna get what he got coming, but this is deep. This is deep. This is the ending of a time period. The time period of all you Gentiles ruling, all you other nations. You're all going down. You're all going under the Israelites, who consist of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians, scattered throughout North, Central, South America, the four corners of the earth, the 2/3 that won't make it the first round. You're going to be cleaned up and placed in a beautiful position of rulership under the information we possess now in the kingdom of heaven. This is a very serious time. And so as you look at, this is an embarrassment. As you look at this debt, you heard what he said? The interest is more than the national defense budget. This is serious what the Lord is doing, how he's bringing this beast down in the eyes of the public, man.
Existing debt. And what's even more staggering is that interest of $1 trillion every 90 days is actually more money than our U.S. national defense budget. So we're spending more on debt monthly than we'd be able to give to our armed forces. And when you look at outside of the trade deficit...
Look at Steve's face. Look at Steve's face. That's the face of a broken man. Wow, he just nodding his head. He just came back from India, too. He just nodding his head. He's a certified CPA, man. He's just like, wow, he can't believe. He's looking dead at the end. This is the face of a man that sees the end. It's evident. It's evident.
To, foreign aid, and we're just piling on the debt, piling it on. You can only kick the can down the road for so long before something bad happens. And even our head of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, he's come out and said to us that, look, folks, there's a lot of bad debt out there. Forget the debt clock. We have banks that are holding bad debt as well in the tunes of billions of dollars, because a lot of commercial buildings are empty. Regional banks are not able to pay the mortgage back on these buildings. And again, that bad debt is also going to cause more regional bank failures. So this is, coming up on the horizon. It's actually a lot nearer to us right now. I feel there's a lot of other news that we're focused on. Obviously, what's happening with the protests,
distractions
at these universities, and really it's kind of taking away from the focus of the markets, where if people are have stock portfolios or IRAs or 401ks, and they're heavily invested in these types of stocks, financial assets. These are the people that are going to get hurt the most when we kind of fall off of this fiscal cliff, and there's going to be ramifications from the fact that we can't pay this debt. Debt does matter, and it's almost like, Steve, if you have a credit card and you keep borrowing money, you don't pay it back, well, the bank's going to cut you off, and then you don't pay back that credit card bill, then all of a sudden your credit gets hurt, you're uncredit worthy.
Look at Steve's face.
Take out any more loans. There's a big X against your big dirty mark against your name. Well, that's eventually what happens with the US dollar. We're getting downgraded by Moody's credit agencies to say that we're unsafe as a currency, and this chain reaction has already started. So yes, debt does matter. I'm very concerned about the national debt. It's not going to go away overnight, and I think the only real logical answer is to understand what's about to happen next.
And what's about to happen next? The switch. For you to eat, feed yourself and your family, you're going to have to put this MOTB up in your skin real soon, because it's boiling down to your bread and water. Now today, how you get your bread and water is by the dollar. No matter how broke the dollar is at the top, you still got it in your pocket. You still got paid this Friday, right? So you can go to the store with that empty dollar and get all the food you want. So you really don't understand finance. You don't understand, like, how's they saying this dollar is done, but I'm still using it. It's still, top 5 in my portfolio in America, because I can go and buy with it. And I do sales. And I get an invoice, and then I go to the bank and I get dollars, not understanding the dollar is just a medium. Any form of currency is a medium. Gold, silver, what the elites have is planet Earth. They have the resources. In order to gain access to these resources, they're going to move the dollar out, because they're going to say it's such in danger, not knowing the dollar was never real. It's called fiat currency, meaning let it be. It was never real. It's just how much do you believe in it? So they're going to move that. You're going to panic. You're going to panic thinking about how can I eat, right? And then they're going to replace it with this electrical device that you're going to have to put in your skin. But they're going to do this with fear. They're going to do this with fear. This is Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. And when you put balm over something, that's a healing ointment. So she is wounded, man. You looking at debt like this? Like this? You hear what he's saying? $1 trillion in interest every 90 days? Look at this. This is being wounded. This is a deadly wound here. She's leaking. And it's only fitting that the numbers are in red, right? Blood turns red when the air hits it. This is the leaking system of Babylon the Great. And like they say, you worrying about the protests going on with the universities, right? You out there talking about Palestine, free Palestine. You gonna go back home, check your account. It's gonna be white clean. 401ks gone. Retirement's gone. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, gone. Gone. But you out there protesting for the Palestinians and Hamas. Distracted. Not knowing what's going on, man. So the Lord put us at the forefront of this battle right now, man. And we see Babylon falling apart at the scene. The economy, listen, man. Do you understand how important an economy is? That goes into the word housekeep. We all have a small economy with your fixed finances in your own home. But think about it on a broader scale. Without an economy, you have no nation. You definitely can't pay your soldiers. Who's going to fight for you if you're broke? So it says, Alpha, let's read it again. It says, Babylon is suddenly falling. This is coming out of nowhere to some people, but for us, we got our eyes on it. And destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain if so she can be healed. We would have healed Babylon, this place here, America, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Meaning turn to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua now, because the kingdom of heaven is here. So it says, forsake her. Let us go, everyone into their own countries, and that's what the other nations are doing. Oh shit, America's done. We going back to India. We going back to South Africa. We getting out of here. I'm going back to China. You know, everybody's going back to their prospective territories, man, because they see this place is done. This place is done. And they're doing it because the elites are trying to set up their new world order, not knowing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is about to set up the kingdom of heaven over their heads. This is all done according to prophecy, even though they think that they're pulling the strings. The Lord is pulling their strings. All this is under control by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment, check this out. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up unto the skies, man. And that's where the threat is coming from. The judgment is coming from the skies, the fourth dimension. That's in our dimension at this time. That's why you got so much UFO activity. The Lord is about to seize planet Earth, man. You know how when you ain't pay your taxes and the IRS come in and they seize your funds and they stop this and stop that and they even send you to prison. If it's that serious. Now you elites, you about to see how it feel, because the end of your prophecy, Esau ruling, is done. It's over. The Lord is about to clip the cord and set up Yahweh's kingdom, man. That's what's happening with planet Earth. This is not going to fall into another white man's hand. Oh, Russia going to get it next. Or the BRICS get. That's not how the prophecy go. All you Edomites from around the world, the third part of man is about to be removed. Call Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. And your average Negro, your average Puerto Rican walking around planet Earth, the two tribes, the two nations coming back as one stick, is about to be set up in authority, man. Over you Edomites and the rest of you nations. That's what's going down. So you see, this is a deadly wound, man. When you're in battle and you get a wound under that fifth rib, the clock is ticking until you get some help. And there's no help, according to what we just read in Jeremiah 51, man. There's no balm. There's no help. There's no EMT, paramedic, AMS, nothing that can run up and help and put a stoppage to your fall, Esau. So we want to close it right there, giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakahak Watash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom, Labakarium, Shah Yasha Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Good riddance.